Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are fixing a non-working copy of Tetris for NES. Why is it not working, you say? Well, let me show you. If I can actually open it. Yeah, I might know why it's not working. This is the worst looking cartridge I have ever seen. So let's jump into the cleaning and see if it can be saved. I have no idea what is covering the inside of the cartridge, but honestly, I was never expecting it to be this bad inside. It's weird that it only is really covered on one side of the cartridge too. Almost like it was opened up at one point and then forgotten about for years, then someone came by and decided to close it all back up again. The chip side of the board doesn't have much dirt on it, but is still pretty dirty for a circuit board. And this stuff is thick. It doesn't scratch off easily and stays in place. So this calls for some extreme cleaning measures. IPA to the max. Also, just an FYI, I already tested this unit off camera and unsurprisingly, it did not turn on at all. I've never had to do this before, but if you happen to have a cartridge that looks this bad, get yourself a bucket and a clean toothbrush and fill the bottom with some high percentage IPA. I also like to label my brushes so ones that are used for general cleaning with soap don't get mixed up with ones for circuit board cleanings. But once you have that all set up, just drop it in for a little soak. It's already making it look better just being submerged. But after letting it soak for a bit, grab your toothbrush and start scrubbing. It's hard to see on camera, but there are little wisps of dirt floating away in the alcohol as I'm scrubbing away. So this is working. And I wouldn't do this for every cartridge, but for the really bad ones, it makes a lot of sense. You can already tell that it's getting cleaner since the green parts of the board are getting brighter right here. Now just to finish the rest. This first step is really just to break up and get the big particles of whatever this stuff is off the board. You can always go back with some Q-tips later to clean up the details. I didn't know if this stuff was also underneath the chips, but giving the board a bath was really the only good option. It looks a lot better than it did. Now to wipe it down, leave it dry, and see if we got it all. The board did get pretty clean, but there are still some issues. Like, what is on the pins yet? There's a thick film over the pins that I'm gonna have to scratch off to remove. I'm using a small flathead screwdriver, and this seems to be working pretty well. Just need to clean up after so the debris doesn't go back underneath the chips. Then before I test it out, I'm going to need to clean it all up inside the housing. Let's see if some canned air works outside real quick. Not so much. And the can even gave up at the end there. How about the thicker side? Nope, nothing there either. Well, it can be scratched, so I guess we'll just be cleaning it the hard way. Glass cleaner is my top pick for any kind of dirt or debris on games. It dries without any streaks and works pretty well at getting into the soiled areas without having to rinse off soap with a separate step. You just need to be careful around labels and printed materials since it can remove some of the color if you push too hard. Luckily, that isn't a problem here. It looks like this is working really well against the dirt though. The housing is even happy. I'm just going to keep going over the shell until it's nice and clean. And I might as well do the outside since I'm here. Let's test it out. The game is working, but it has these weird vertical lines, so I'd call it half working at this point, maybe? I'm going to open it back up one more time and make sure I didn't miss anything and do another quick cleaning of the pins too. I remembered something from a while back that sometimes NES consoles will develop strange vertical lines like that. I can't remember why though. It may have been the capacitors, but after I'm done cleaning this, I'm going to grab a known working copy of Mario Brothers and try it on the console. If that has vertical lines, then I'll grab a spare NES console and test this game on that instead. Well, it turns out my tester console failed because Tetris is working great on another unit. I'll have to investigate the failure on my first one a bit further, but at least we were able to fix Tetris. Looking good. Looking not so good. I'll deal with you later. I'm happy I was able to get this copy working again though. Yeah, it's a little stained on the outside and has some wear, but it is still Tetris, and it is a classic. So thanks for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and we'll see you next fix.